All right, if you can hear my voice, please type one in the comment section. Type one in the comment section. If you can see my face and hear my voice, just type one in the comment section. Type one in the comment section. If you can see my face, hear my voice, just type one in the comment section, then we'll continue from there. You can see me, you can hear my voice, type one in the comment section. Just type one in the comment section. All right, I said I was going to show you today's trade. It is something we call trend line trading system. Trend line is a strategy. It's a very powerful strategy. Trend line is a strategy that you will love to use in the market. On your MetaTrader, it's a tool on, there is no trading platform that does not have trendline tools. There is no trading platform that does not have trendline tools. So you have trendline, and I was telling you yesterday that it is very simple to use. It is very, very, very simple to use. Then it gives you a high probability and high accurate setup. Nothing gives you an early entry like trend line. Nothing gives you early entry like trend lines. And then if it's giving you a bounce, it is accurate. It is giving you a breakout, it is accurate, perfectly accurate. I know people all over the world that this is the only strategy that they use to trade. I use this week alone, I've only used trend line with support and resistance to make all the money I've made this week alone. Today is Friday. All the money I've been making since Monday till today, it has been support and resistance combined with trend line, nothing more. It is price driven only. You don't need any indicator on your chart. You don't need any indicator at all on your chart. You just need the trend line. Just understand the trend line. Okay, it is price driven only. It works on all time frame. People use trend line on 1 minute, on 5 minutes, on 15 minutes, and so on. There is no time frame you cannot use trend line on. It works on all currency pairs. It works. There is no instrument you cannot use trend line on. It works on all time frame. It works everywhere. And then the mistake of drawing trend line. Number one, avoid the mistake of drawing trend line through obstruction. Nothing should obstruct your trend line. No obstruction. In between, especially point one and point two, there must not be any obstruction. It must not cross the wick. It must not cross the body of candle. It must not cross anything. There must be there was nothing cross the point one and point two. Then our focus is always on point three and so, or point three, point four, point five, and so, and as many touch points as you can have. Okay, so we draw trend line, drawing trend line through candlestick week. Drawing, so people also draw trend, some people draw it through obstruction, some draw it through the week. No, it must be a pinpoint. It must be a pinpoint touch. Drawing trend line that are not touching the peaks and the trough, it must touch, or it must touch. There must be a pinpoint connect of the two peaks or two troughs. So every time you see two peaks and two troughs, just connect it together, and then you now watch it in the future to see if the trend line is going to be respected in the future, or it's going to get broken. And then we have point here, keeping already breached trend line is not, and not drawing a new one. When your trend line is breached, you draw a new one. You draw a new one. All right. And then I said, how do you draw trend line now? Identify obvious peaks and trough. Identify the moment you see two and go and wait for it in the future. See, professional trader also use trend line. And that's why it's very beautiful. This is not just an indicator, it's a tool. It's a technical tool that is powerful. One of the most powerful technical tools is your trend line. So you connect a minimum of two obvious peaks with a line from left to right. This is a downward trend line. And when you do it from obvious troughs from left to right also, you call it an uptrend line. And then I quickly want to show you how you can we're going to look at more examples today. We're looking at more examples today, but I want to show you the kind of trade we took today and how trend line actually it's a trend line breakout that we use today. I'm going to begin to teach you that one maybe tomorrow, or I prepare a video for you on how to use trend line breakout. Now let's look at this. Let me share my screen with you again on let me share my screen. Let me share the trade that we took today. Very, very interesting. Very simple. Very, very simple. Very simple trade. Very, very simple trade that we took today, and I love it. Very simple. I took I entered three times today, three times, and all is just everything was on just trend line. There was no big deal. There was nothing complex there. Office to another office, and then I wanted to be sure that I'm on my seat by 2:30 so that I can catch the news and trade the New York session. And it was remarkable. It was remarkable. So let this thing load now. So I believe you should be able to see my screen by now. You should be able to see my screen now. Okay. Can you see my screen now? Wow, network. Okay, beautiful. Um, I wanted to look at this. Let me delete all this support. Let me delete this one. Now, if you look at this slide taken today, okay. So my first today was the my second entry was, I think, yeah, same spot. My second entry was there. My first entry was at this spot. I entered a buy at the close of this candle. I entered a buy at the close of this candle also. I entered a buy. That was what price was that? The first one was at 4933. The second one was 4947. This one was 345 because that was when the news came out. There was a news at 345, and the moment I saw this candle closing bullish, I entered a buy, and I think I closed somewhere around here. And then I had about okay, I didn't get to this before I closed. I had just about 136 pips or so from between here and here. Look at this now. For example, if we are online, how many minutes ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 45 minutes ago. This is 30. Now that's 30. That's 1 hour. If you are in market like 1 hour 15 minutes ago, 1 hour 15 minutes ago, 1 hour 15 minutes ago, you're supposed to enter a buy here because there's a trend line here. This trend line was uh, was respected. Did you see this trend line? This is a trend line. This is my point one. This is my point two. This is my point three. This is my point four. You know, this is my this is this is one. Then this is two. Uh, this is two. Then this is point three. This is three. Your trend line. You start looking at the third touch. If at the third touch you are seeing a rejection candle, it means price is about to bounce back. Then you can enter. You can make an entry at that spot. You can make an entry at that spot. So if I have my point one here, and then I have my point two here, okay, I have my point two here, then I have point three. You can see that there's a rejection in today's market now. This is not just an history of what has gone many months back. This is to take a buy here, because at the touch of this trend line, to just join your trend line and watch it in the future. If price will respect the trend line that you've already drawn with your two troughs from left to right. Okay, so now if uh, gold has been going up, must be a pullback, you know, because market does not just go without retracement. I already talked to that before. Impulsive movement retracement, it is just a pullback. It's just a pullback. So you wait for the pullback, and you're wondering if pullback here, and I know gold is not about to start selling, it is still going up. Earlier in the morning, I don't know whether as you enter yet. I don't know whether as you enter at this pullback to repeat itself. You know what we are trading in the market is about history. I do my trend line 2 points. This is what we call trend line breakouts, which I'll begin to teach you from the next class. Okay, so the trend line breakout, the minute this candle closed, I took my buy, and then I close here. Then I saw that there's a rejection again. I did the trend line again, trend line breakout again. At the close of this candle, this time around, this exact time was the news. There 45 p.m. There was a news today. This candle closed at this time when the news came out, and I took a buy, and then the thing went up like that. Now, if you look at this line here are called trend line breakout. I will teach you how to draw trend line breakout, but this one is called trend line. This is the normal trend line trading strategy. Trend line trading strategy. This is how it looks like. So the tools is on your MetaTrader, is on your trading view, is on your normal MetaTrader. Even if you are using brokers, look at this one now. This is a third touch, and then we have the fourth touch, then we have the fifth touch. This is telling you that trend line is respect the trend line and begin to sell. That is what we call trend line breakout. Trend line breakout. A time will come when it will break the trend line. It's called trend line breakout. Okay, so I want to take you to the chart, and let's just see a couple of examples. Let's familiarize ourselves more with the trend line trading strategy. Trend line trading strategy is a strategy on its own. There is a trend line breakout strategy. You can see the combination of the breakout and the trend line bounce, trend line breakout, trend line bounce. When price bounce from a trend line, it's called trend line bounce. When the price break out of the trend line, it's called trend line breakout. So this is what I wanted to pay attention to. So let's dive into our chart and see if we can have a couple of examples of trend line bounce. So this is something like this. You can see my screen. Can you see my screen? All right. If you see my screen now, you will see trend line. You will see this. You will see a touch. You see you will see point one. You see point one here. Then you see point two. You see point two. Then you see on the third touch is where you're supposed to take your trade. I told you when you join two obvious troughs. This is an obvious trough. This is an obvious trough. At the third touch, you can see the price is respecting this trend line. Price is respecting the trend line. Then it's giving us a doji candle. It's giving us a doji candle, or I think this will be a spinning top candle. And then you could see pew, price go to the price respecting the trend line, and then price went up as we expect it to go up. So um, that's another example. There's another example here. Okay, this is the first touch. This is another touch, and then you have so you have point one, then point two. You know, point one, then I have my point two at this point. Then I have my point two here. Then I have my point two here. Then look at the third touch. Look at the third touch. This is where it's supposed to be entering a buy. You're supposed to be entering a buy here, and then the price came to touch it again. Price came to touch it again here, enter another buy here. Okay, so this is trend line trading strategy. Every time you draw a trend line, and then the point one, you use your point one and point two to draw the trend line, and you stay watching out. If the third touch, if price is going to respect the third touch or break the third touch. Okay, you are watching if the price will respect it or it will break it. For example, here now, price respected it here, but it didn't go so far. Price broke it. If I were you, I'll be taking a sell here because there's a trend line breakout. This is what I'm going to be explaining to you tomorrow. I'm going to give you a very powerful strategy here that can give you profit 9 out of every 10 times. 9 out of every 10 times. Trend line strategy that is powerful. How do you use it? How do you enter it? How do you enter a trade with trend line? Maybe I should even explain that one to you. How do you enter a trade? You enter a trade with trend line. How do you enter a trade? Did you see this one? Did you see this trend line now? So here now, you see, I'm seeing my point one. I'm seeing my point one. Then I'm seeing my point two. I'm seeing my point two. Then guess what happened? On the third touch, I'm going to be taking a sell. See the rejection. Price rejected here. And for the next 1 hour, price was selling. Price was selling. I would have made some profit from there. So that is trend line breakout. Trend line breakout. Now let me quickly teach you something. How exactly I personally want you to trade trend line. How exactly I personally want you to trade trend line. Yeah, this is also a trend line. Okay. The point one, point two, no obstruction. Point one, point two, there is no obstruction. But as price got to the third one, there's a rejection here, even though not perfectly touching. What we are very much interested in touching is the point one, point two. And then here now, not really touching. If I were you, I'll be taking a sell here. I'll be joining a trend line plus trend line breakout, just like the one I did for you now, trading good. I was combining trend line with trend line breakout. So here now, I've combined trend line, and then you see here now, price is trapped into this triangle, and then there's a breakout. Very powerful. It's very powerful. So usually, so how do you trade? How do you enter your, you know, trend line bound strategy? You wait for that candlestick to close. You wait for the candlestick to close. Then you set your pending order at the tip of the candle that has just been rejected on the trend line. Okay. So this is what it means. If I'm to expand this now, if I'm to expand this, or let me look at one of the previous examples. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So now I'll be entering my trade now on this tip here, on the tip of this candlestick. Okay, I will enter, I'll put it a pending on that. After this rejected candle, so that's the conservative way. Actually, there are two types of traders. We have the aggressive trader, we have the conservative trader. An aggressive trader, the moment you see that there's a rejection from this trend line, he enters his trade straight up on that, you know, just at the tip of the wick of the candle that is just rejected on the trend line. So he said it's pending order somewhere around here, the price of 1.30570. He said it's pending order there, and then price went to the upside. And then he must have come out with his profit, must have made profit, and then exit the market. So that's how to trade trend line. It's simple, it's powerful. Correctly, you must do it correctly to give you chance to enjoy the benefit of trend line. Make sure the first two lines, make sure that they are not crossing. Make sure that you don't draw the trend line through the wick. You can see I'm drawing it now. It's not passing through the wick. It's just touching the wick at the tip. It's just touching the wick at the tip. Just touching the wick at the tip. Is not coming. It's not cutting through. It's not cutting through the wick. It's just touching. So when you draw your trend line like that, you'll be able to maximize uh, the price in the market and you'll be making profit. Like I said earlier, there are people I know all over the world that trend line trading, either trend line bounce or trend line breakout, is the only strategy that they use to trade and has fetched them a lot of profit, a lot of profit. Trend line breakout today has given me massive profit, just like I showed you in the on the on the WhatsApp group. It has fetched me so much profit today. I mean, today alone is because I've mastered it and I use it in confluence with a few other factors so that I can have high probability setup. I have high probability setup. So that's what I wanted to do. So I still needed to do an assignment tonight and then make sure you practice this. Practice on as many instruments as possible as you can on as many instruments possible, and then you show me your results on WhatsApp in my DM. Send me WhatsApp. Okay, that's the business line. Actually, it's not my personal line, so I'm not always with that line. So, but you can send DM, send on the group, and then it will be marked, or send on the DM, it will be attended to. Definitely be attended to. All right, I'm going to see you in class tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to record another class for you so that you can learn, so that you can progress from there. All right, thank you. See you tomorrow. If you have questions to ask, drop it in the DM or drop it on the group. Okay, only drop it in the DM or drop it on the group. See you tomorrow. Thank you.